someone disrespects you in public, your heart races, your face gets hot. Every instinct screams at you to defend yourself, to explain, to justify, to prove them wrong. And the moment you open your mouth, you've already lost. Machiavelli understood something about power that most men never learn. The person who reacts has surrendered control. The person who defends has admitted guilt. The person who explains has validated the attack. By the end of this video, you'll understand why defending yourself when disrespected is the worst possible move you can make. You'll learn the psychological principle that makes silence more devastating than any comeback. And you'll master the strategic withdrawal that commands instant respect. If you don't fix this, you'll spend your life justifying yourself to people who don't deserve explanations. But if you apply this, you become the man people think twice before disrespecting. This is forbidden knowledge. Let's begin. Here's what's destroying your power right now. Someone throws shade at you in front of others. Maybe at work, maybe at a party, maybe at your own family dinner. They make a comment designed to diminish you, to make you look small, to establish dominance. And what do? You immediately jump in to defend yourself. Actually, that's not what happened. You don't understand the full story. Let me explain why you're wrong about me. You think you're setting the record straight. You think you're standing up for yourself. You think you're showing strength. You're doing the opposite. Think about the last time someone disrespected you publicly. Maybe they questioned your competence. Maybe they mocked your ambitions. Maybe they dismissed something you care about. How did you respond? If you're like most men, you went into defense mode immediately. You felt that surge of adrenaline, that need to correct the narrative, that compulsion to make them understand. And while you were explaining, while you were defending, while you were proving, what were they doing? Sitting back, watching, smiling, because they got exactly what they wanted. Here's the truth nobody tells you. When someone disrespects you, they're not looking for information. They're looking for a reaction. And the moment you give them that reaction, you've handed them your power. Every word you speak in your defense is evidence that their attack landed. Every explanation is proof that you feel the need to justify yourself to them. Every argument is an admission that their opinion matters. Machiavelli wrote in The Prince, "Never attempt to win by force what can be won by deception." The deception isn't lying. It's allowing your attacker to think they've won while you're actually repositioning for checkmate. Your instinct to defend yourself isn't protecting you. It's exposing you. It's showing everyone exactly where you're vulnerable. It's giving your enemies a roadmap of how to hurt you. And the worst part? You probably don't even realize you're doing it. You think you're being assertive. You're actually being reactive. And in the game of power, reactive people always lose. Before we continue, I need you to do something. Drop this affirmation in the comments. I am done explaining myself. This is you drawing a line in your life. On one side is the old you who felt the need to justify everything. On the other side is the sovereign you who operates above petty attacks. Type it now. Go ahead, I'll wait. Good. Now let's reveal why defending yourself destroys you psychologically. What you're experiencing is called reactive identity defense, and it's a psychological trap that's costing you respect every single day. When someone attacks your character, competence, or status, your brain interprets it as a threat to your social standing. Your amygdala fires. Cortisol floods your system. Your body goes into fight or flight mode. But here's what most people don't understand. In social dynamics, fighting back verbally is flight. You're fleeing from the discomfort by trying to erase it with words. You're running away from the tension by filling it with explanations, and everyone watching can see it. Let me give you an example. You're at a party with friends. About 8 people sitting around. You just finished telling a story about a project you're working on. Then Jake speaks up. Friend of a friend. He's had a few drinks. He says with that condescending smirk, "Bro, you've been talking about this for like 6 months. When are you actually going to do something instead of just talking about it?" The room goes quiet. Everyone's looking at you now. Your heart rate spikes. Heat rushes to your face. Here's where most men make the fatal mistake. They immediately defend. "What are you talking about? I've been doing something. We just finished the prototype last week, and we're talking to potential investors." Watch what just happened. You're explaining, justifying, listing achievements to prove him wrong. Your voice got louder. Your words are coming faster. Every person in that room is watching you scramble. And Jake? He's sitting back with that smirk because he got exactly what he wanted. Proof that he can get under your skin. You've lost the room, not because Jake was right, but because you defended yourself. Now let's replay this with the power move. Jake says, "Bro, you've been talking about this for 6 months. When are you actually going to do something?" You look at him. Direct eye contact. 3 full seconds of silence. Then you look away and take a sip of your drink. "Anyway," you say to Sarah, "you were telling me about that restaurant in Brooklyn. What was it called again?" That's it. No defense. No explanation. No acknowledgement that his attack even registered. Now watch what happens. Jake feels the dismissal immediately. His smirk fades because his attack hit nothing. He either escalates, which makes him look desperate, or he backs down. Either way, you won. The room sees you as higher status because you didn't need to defend yourself. This is called social nullification in psychology. You treated the attack as so beneath your concern that it didn't register as something worth addressing. Machiavelli wrote, "Whoever desires constant success must change his conduct with the times." The conduct that worked when you were younger, defending yourself, proving yourself, doesn't work at this level. You need to evolve. Here's where this gets dark. The reason defending yourself feels so compelling is because it temporarily relieves anxiety. When someone attacks you, tension builds. Defending yourself releases that tension. It feels like you're doing something, but you're not solving the problem. You're making it worse. Because you're training people that attacking you gets a response. You're rewarding their behavior with your attention and emotional energy. Machiavelli observed, "Men judge generally more by the eye than by the hand, for everyone can see and few can feel. Everyone sees what you appear to be, few really know what you are. People don't judge you by the truth of your explanations. They judge you by your composure under attack. The man who maintains his frame appears stronger than the man who scrambles to defend himself, even if that defense is completely valid. The psychology is simple. High-status individuals don't defend themselves against low-status attacks. Does Jeff Bezos respond to random people on Twitter? Does the champion boxer respond to the amateur at a bar? Does the king respond to the peasant's insult? No, because responding would acknowledge they're on the same level, that the attacker's opinion matters, that they have authority to judge. When you defend yourself, you're signaling equality with your attacker. When you don't, you're signaling hierarchy. Step 1. The strategic pause. A deliberate 3 to 5 second silence after someone disrespects you before you respond in any way. This pause accomplishes 3 things. First, it disrupts their expectation of your reaction. Second, it gives you time to bypass your emotional response and engage rational thinking. Third, it makes them profoundly uncomfortable in a way that transfers social pressure back onto them. The next time someone disrespects you, resist every instinct to respond immediately. Count to 5 in your head. Maintain eye contact or look away thoughtfully. Let the silence exist. Then and only then, respond, and your response should never be a defense. Example, you're at a bar. Someone says loudly, "Bro, you're still working that same job. I thought you were going to do something big by now. What happened?" Your body floods with adrenaline. The old programming screams at you to explain. Instead, you do this. Count to 5 silently. Look at him during those 5 seconds. Not angry, not hurt, just present. Maybe take a slow sip of your drink. Then, with zero emotion, interesting perspective, turn to someone else. Hey, what were you saying about that concert? In those 5 seconds of silence, something powerful happened. He expected resistance and got nothing. The group felt the tension and watched you handle it with composure. You demonstrated that his opinion doesn't warrant urgency. Psychology. The strategic pause breaks the attack-defend loop. Attackers are throwing a ball, expecting you to catch it and throw it back. When you let it drop and walk away, the game is over. Neuroscience shows the emotional response happens in milliseconds, but rational thought takes 3 to 5 seconds to engage. That pause is literally the time your brain needs to shift from reactive animal to strategic human. This feels unnatural at first. Your body will scream at you to fill the silence. Your ego will demand immediate vindication. That discomfort is exactly why it works. The first few times will feel like dying. Do it anyway. If you've ever defended yourself to someone who wasn't even listening and felt worse afterward, drop this affirmation in the comments, never again. This is your line in the sand. You're done giving your power to people who are just testing you. Type it now. Step 2. The reframe. The art of responding to disrespect by addressing an entirely different aspect of the situation, effectively refusing to play the game they've set up. Every disrespectful comment sets a frame, an implicit argument you're now required to address. You're not good enough. Prove you are. When you defend, you accept that frame. When you reframe, you reject their entire premise without explicitly saying so. After your strategic pause, if you choose to say anything at all, respond to a neutral fact while completely ignoring the disrespectful subtext. Someone says, "You're really going to spend your Saturday hiking?" That's what retired people do. Live a little. Defense response. What destroys you? What? Hiking is actually really intense. We're doing a 15-mile trail with serious elevation. Every word of that is weakness. You're in their frame, justifying your choices. Reframe response? Pause. Small smile. Yeah, should be good weather for it. You trying that new pizza place tonight? You acknowledge the fact without defending it. You refuse to justify your choice. You move the conversation forward as if their opinion is simply irrelevant. Psychology. This works through frame control. Their frame is, your choices are questionable and you need my approval. Your reframe is, my choices are my own and your approval is irrelevant. By refusing to defend, you operate from a frame where you don't need to justify yourself. Everyone watching sees this. Step 3. The strategic withdrawal. Physically or emotionally removing yourself from people who disrespect you. With zero explanation, zero drama, and zero negotiation. This is the ultimate demonstration of self-respect because it communicates one thing clearly. Access to you is earned, not given. When someone disrespects you and you remain available, you teach them disrespect has no cost. When you withdraw, you impose consequences through absence. This operates on 3 levels. Level 1. Attention. Withdrawal. In a group setting, someone disrespects you. You use the pause, maybe a reframe. Then you physically turn your attention elsewhere. Talk to someone else. Check your phone. Get a drink. They lose all access to your attention. Level 2. Physical withdrawal. The disrespect crosses a line. You don't argue. You simply say, "I'm heading out," and you leave. No explanation, no drama, just removal of your physical presence. Level 3. Relational withdrawal for chronic disrespect. You don't have the talk. You just become progressively less available until the relationship fades to nothing. Example. Attention, withdrawal. Back to that party. Jake has made his second jab at you. You did the pause. You did the reframe. He's pushing again. Jake, nah, but seriously though, when are you actually going to launch this thing? You don't engage. You stand up. I'm going to grab another beer. Anyone need anything? You walk to the kitchen. When you return, you sit in a different spot. You talk to everyone except Jake for the rest of the night. No confrontation, no explanation, just complete attention removal. Psychology. Attention is currency. When you give it freely to people who disrespect you, you devalue it. When you withdraw it as consequence, you demonstrate its worth. Jake will feel this immediately. He'll either escalate, looking desperate, try to win back your attention, reversing the power dynamic, or leave you alone, mission accomplished. Example, physical withdrawal. You're on a date. Third one. She says, you know, I usually date guys who are more established, like who have things figured out already. What's your plan to get there? It's subtle, but the disrespect is clear. She's positioning herself as the prize, you as the one who needs to prove his worth. Old you scrambles to list achievements, plans, goals. New you, pause. Look at her calmly. You know what? I don't think we're a good fit. Have a good night. Signal for the check. Pay your portion. Leave. Zero anger. Zero need to explain. You simply remove the opportunity for her to continue disrespecting you. Psychology. Physical withdrawal demonstrates you value your self-respect more than the outcome. Most men stay in uncomfortable situations because they're attached to the result. You're attached to your sovereignty. Example, relational withdrawal. You have a friend who constantly undermines you. Small jabs, dismissive comments. It's been years of this pattern. You don't sit him down for a boundary conversation. You just become less available. His texts get shorter responses. Your availability drops. Can't this weekend? Without explanation. No announcement, no drama. Just progressive withdrawal. Eventually, he either notices and adjusts or he fades away. Either outcome serves you. This shifts the burden. He now has to earn back what he took for granted. Most people won't do the work, which tells you they never valued you properly. Machiavelli wrote, "A prudent man should always follow in the path trodden by great men." Great men don't stay where they're not respected. They don't argue about being respected. They simply go where respect exists and let their absence teach the lesson their words never could. Drop this affirmation in the comments, "I am untouchable," if you're ready to stop defending and start withdrawing. When you write this, you're declaring that your presence is valuable, your time is precious, and disrespect results in removal, not explanation. This is your sovereignty. Type it now. Here's what most men never learn. The 3 steps I just gave you are defensive. They protect your power. But there's an offensive move that doesn't just protect, it dominates. It's called the reversal, agreeing with the attack, then escalating it to absurdity. When someone disrespects you, they expect defense, counterattack, or retreat. All 3 give their attack validity. But when you agree and amplify to absurdity, you do something psychologically devastating. You take their weapon, show everyone it's not actually a weapon, and make them look foolish without ever insulting them directly. Example, guy at a party. "Bro, you're cheap as hell. You never want to go to nice places or split expensive bottles." Defense, "That's not true, I just went to..." Reversal, pause, grin. Cheap. "Man, I'm beyond cheap. I'm so frugal I reuse dental floss. I shower at the gym to save on water. I'm 1 step away from cutting my own hair with a butter knife." Laugh, then turn away. Anyway, what were you saying about that trip? What just happened? You agreed, escalated to obvious absurdity. Everyone laughed, and you moved on. The attacker has nothing. If he continues, he looks petty. If he laughs, he's complicit in neutralizing his own attack. Psychology. This works through threat dissolution by acceptance. When you resist something, you give it power. When you accept and amplify it absurdly, you remove all power. The key is confidence. If you're insecure, this comes off as defensive humor. If you're secure, it comes off as unshakable frame control. Machiavelli wrote, "Since it is difficult to join them together, it is safer to be feared than loved, when one of the two must be lacking." But the reversal achieves both. People respect you for not reacting defensively, and they like you for the humor. Another example. Someone. Your ideas are always so impractical and unrealistic. Reversal. Pause. You're absolutely right. Last week I suggested we train dolphins for office work. This week I'm down to just carrier pigeons. I'm getting more practical every day. Back to serious tone. But regarding this actual proposal, you acknowledged, made it absurd, then reframed to the real work. The attack dissolved. Machiavelli also said, "The lion cannot protect himself from traps, and the fox cannot defend himself from wolves. One must therefore be a fox to recognize traps, and a lion to frighten wolves." Steps 1 to 3. Make you the lion. The reversal makes you the fox. Master all 4, and you become too intelligent to trap, too strong to challenge, and too expensive to disrespect. Before you use this in the real world, understand something. This is powerful, and power requires responsibility. I'm not teaching you to be cruel. I'm not teaching you to dismiss everyone who gives you honest feedback. There's a difference between disrespect and honest feedback. If your father says, "I'm concerned about your direction," that's care, not disrespect. Don't withdraw from that. If some random guy says, "You're a loser who'll never make it," that's disrespect. Apply everything I taught you. If your girlfriend says, "This behavior hurts me," that's communication, not attack. Don't use these techniques on her. If a date says, "You're not really ambitious enough for me," that's disrespect. Walk away. Learn the difference. It matters. Machiavelli wasn't advocating cruelty. He was advocating sovereignty, the ability to protect yourself in a world that will constantly test you. Use these techniques defensively, to protect your peace, your power, your presence, not to hurt people who don't deserve it. The goal isn't to become cold, it's to become discerning. Be the man who doesn't need to defend himself because his character speaks. Be the man who doesn't need to prove himself because his actions are self-evident. That's real power. If this video shifted your perspective, if it gave you a framework you didn't have before, do 2 things. First, hit that like button. It helps other men who need this find it. Second, share this with one person, your brother, your friend who keeps getting disrespected, the guy at work who can't seem to stand up for himself. Send them this. You might change their life. Your assignment for the next 7 days. The next time someone disrespects you, use the strategic pause. Just that. Count to 5. Then respond without defending. That's it. One technique. Master it before moving to the others. Then come back and comment what happened. Use the pause. Everything shifted, or day 3. People are treating me differently. We're building a community of men who understand that silence is power, withdrawal is sovereignty, and you never have to defend yourself to people who've already decided to disrespect you. Subscribe if you haven't. More Machiavellian psychology next week. Until then, remember this. The king doesn't explain himself to the court. He doesn't defend his decisions to peasants. He doesn't justify his existence to people who can't comprehend his vision, and neither do you. Be untouchable.